Arm.
All right, we out here.
We are live, man. If I would have actually had to go to the ER today, I would have told them to put my tripod up because I gotta go live.
Tell people about that, bro. Like seriously, like people think that this is just like a thing that we're doing, but no, man, this is commitment.
This is commitment, man. I prioritize this because I think it's important. I preach consistency on a lot of my platforms, so I have to be sipping from that same tea
Mhm.
when I'm telling other people to do it. So I have calcific tendonitis in my shoulder. So there's like a calcium buildup that happens in my shoulder from working in the window business for a really long time, over lifting big windows and glass and unloading trucks. And doing that over time has created calcium buildups in my shoulder. And granted, we never had health insurance working there, may I add.
Wow.
And so I have to get cortisone shots to break up the inflammation, but it lasts literally maybe 6 months to a year, and it's time again because these are leaves not doing the trick. So
Oh, but it lasts like 6 months. That's not bad. So
no, it lasts a while. It's actually been a year since I got it, so it did better than I thought.
you know, when I turned like 35,
Hmm.
I started getting like lower back pain.
Hmm.
Everybody always warned me like, "Yo, watch when you get old enough, you're gonna start getting these pains." And that's all you're gonna be talking about is like, how do you relieve the pain? Like, how do you get it to go away and shit?
Yeah,
Um, and my doctor told me that he was like, "Yo, I could give you some cortisone shot, and the pain will go away, and you just got to keep getting these shots." And I'm just like, I don't know about that. So I ended up doing yoga. I think I told you about this one time. We were at the studio. You were like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Doing a pigeon pose," and it's like it helps to stretch the lower back, man. Like the body, the older you get, you start feeling it, bro. I mean, what are you gonna do?
man. My wife asked me for 100 things today, and I'm one armed. Like she didn't care. She did
Well,
not
she
give
has
a.
to like to pick things up.
No, she just asked for random stuff, but the stuff she
Oh,
asked for, it's like, did you forget? Like, I'm one armed man today. Like, driving with one arm. I'm trying to open my door, trying to put the charger in, and I'm not left handed. I'm right handed. And the right arm is the one that's messed up.
that's messed up.
And
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh man, could you imagine just gingerly in the shower? Like, like my shower was like a 2 hour shower, bro, today.
Like I definitely want to sleep in my bed tonight, so I don't want to talk about how our wives ask a lot of us while we still got to do everything that we do. But
For those who don't know, I work for Uber and don't get paid.
you really don't want to sleep in your bed.
I'm my wife's personal Uber driver. Sometimes when she's not feeling good, she actually hops in the back. Yeah, it gets real. So if you want to keep a marriage going, just say yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
No
Yeah.
problem.
No, not a problem at all.
Will do. These are terms you'll learn to keep
How,
peace at the house.
how long you been at it?
I got married in 2019,
I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
4 years. I've been married 4 years.
Four.
Yeah.
I get the losing track of it sometimes when you have kids. Like sometimes you're just like, how many years? I've
Yeah, I
known
got
you since
married like right before COVID happened.
like I've known my wife since she was 17, bro.
Mm.
Like it's
We
been
don't
a
actually ever talk marriage on these things,
we
right?
never do. But no, you actually in the last panel you talked about it and it was interesting hearing your point of view around it when you were like, I'm an authentic person, so I don't do the WWE. Like you always bring that up, like having to do WWE and like having to
Yeah,
put up that persona every time. So
yeah,
you're gonna get like 100% of me offline. but my wife doesn't really come out to these events, so you may never see my wife because that's how it is, right?
That's it.
So you brought a very unique perspective, you know. So
It wasn't that, and I think it's to the point some people don't even think I'm married. They think my wife is like a made up character. But it's just like I share so much online. If my wife was a sharer, I would share her more.
mm-hmm.
But she purposely don't show up online. My wife takes one birthday photo every year, and that's the one post she does on social media every year. It's her birthday. And I'm like, all right, cool. Now she consumes content. She don't post content. So that's our regular life. She not online. So I don't put her online. I shout her out when I can, but so for any people who think that she's not real, maybe one day she will show up on one of these
She
lives.
just pop up,
She'll just pop up, probably telling me to take the trash out or something.
right? The funniest thing is that like our wives, like if we take them to an event or something, they'll be the ones that get the most attention
100%.
because they just have that like I don't know, I guess
100%.
persona, whatever whatever it is. But last time we went to New York Fashion Week, like you were like, "Who's that?" And my wife was at the event with us, and you're like, "What the hell? She's at the front row with the VIP people. We didn't even get those tickets."
Yeah. I it's tough because like when she do decide to go out, I'm like extra overprotective
Oh yeah.
because it's like, yo, my wife be in her bubble. So when I take her out her bubble and introduce her to the chaos that is this world, I'm like on high alert
Just in case.
just in case, man.
Nah, I feel you on that. But that really I appreciate you talking about it openly on the live, but I feel like that segues us right into that conversation that we said we were going to talk about, which is the coffee chats.
Yes,
So you do the coffee chats, and I don't know if a lot of people know, but you don't drink coffee.
I do not drink coffee, right? So lately, I've been going to a lot more networking events. And people like want to see how can we work together. Is there a fit, right? Can they work with Big Reach PR? Can I work with their brand? And they like Robin always says, coffee or cocktails. That's her thing, right?
Yeah.
So like everybody wants to have a coffee date. Like, hey, let's meet for coffee. I'm like, cool. Well, I always meet for coffee because it's the daytime, and that's like my flexibility. I feel like cocktails is something after 5, and I'm already like locked in doing stuff. So coffee works for me. I just never liked coffee. So I would either go anywhere to a coffee shop and get a tea or a lemonade or anything but coffee. But I'm trying to expand my palate and try new stuff. So I'm slowly getting into the coffee thing. I've been trying all types, from the lattes to the cappuccinos to the
The espresso.
decafs to the espresso, all of it.
You
So
tried that Panther coffee espresso.
it was strong too.
I was lit though.
My favorite one was the leche one, the cafe con leche at the.
Oh yeah, because that's actually that's a thing. Like so in Hispanic households, obviously coffee is a thing. Like my mom can't go a day without drinking coffee.
Yeah.
She'll get a headache and something like that. But at a young age, not to put my mom out there, but we get a little sip of coffee here and there, as kids. So
Yeah.
we also get like this like addiction to it. But that's called the cortadito,
Okay.
which is mixed with milk, and it just makes it a little less strong. So if you like it, that's probably your thing.
That's my lane right there. Throw some
probably
milk.
your lane.
Throw some milk in that coffee.
I can't do the milk just because, I don't react well to the milk, but it's all good.
Oh my gosh. Angel's really showing his age. He talking about he's lactose intolerant. He got back problems.
Hey, for those of you that are out here, no excuses, bro. You just got to keep going.
Oh, before I go to bed tonight, I'm gonna send you the picture of my probiotic gummies that I got.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This old people talk for real.
No, but you know, you got to take care of yourself, right? Mind, body, and spirit is what they say, right?
Yeah.
You want to take care of those three aspects in your life. And I do see a big improvement in stamina in going to these, like, we have our, I think it's our Saturdays that end up happening like this, but we do back-to-back events or back-to-back meetings on the weekend.
Yeah.
And just having like the right amount of sleep, the right amount of stuff going in your body, like it just makes it that much easier to get up in the morning and not have the hurts, you know. Like I used to do massages every week, and I haven't done them in a while, which I should get back to doing them, but your lower back starts to hurt after a little bit. Hey, shout out to Alicia, what's up? She says cafe con leche is it, especially when you have a Latin lady make it on the stove with that coffee that comes in the yellow packaging with the big red letters.
Bustelo?
That's Bustelo, yeah. That's the traditional one. Definitely.
I'm about to put
Definitely.
my Keurig to use. I got a Keurig in my house, never been used.
You have a Keurig, you haven't used it? You could get a universal cup for the Keurig, so you could put any coffee in it. So you should check that out on Amazon. I'll send you a link. I'm an influencer, so you know.
My
All
goodness.
that good stuff.
Shout out to Talisha, man. I gotta post her. She gave us a great shout out from the Big Reach PR event that I have to post, man. And it's good when you can get that authentic feedback. Shout out to all the people who actually responded to the survey. She definitely was one of them. Because I'm not an event guy, so me getting the feedback helps me to even see if this is something I should be doing, something I should start trying more for getting the brand awareness out there for my PR agency. So,
Well, let's get it straight. You know you should be. It's just you don't necessarily like all the stuff that comes along with it.
I'm not an event guy. Like it's just not. It's too many moving parts. It's just I get anxiety having to find a location, right? Then you get a location, and then do you have to get vendors, and then you have to get alcohol, and then you have to get food, and then you have to make it an experience. And it's like, nah, leave that to the professionals. I stay in my lane.
There's a lot that goes into it, but it just so happens to be that you're pretty good at it. I know that it's crazy, and you know it is what it is, but that goes back to the fact that like you drink a lot of water, you take care of yourself, so like for you to be able to do all these things, I feel like that has a big factor in your stamina, in your focus. I know you only sleep 4 hours and you're trying to get better at it, and lately you've been doing what?
I've been going to bed like
Stop
8, 9, 9:30. This is my problem with going to bed early. This is just something I've been trying the past week. I'm not feeling any more rejuvenated when I wake up, getting more sleep.
So you're wondering like why, like what's the whole thing?
Yeah, I just thought I was gonna be like maybe wake up before the alarm and be like ready to get
Like
the
ready.
day going. Nah. I felt the same as if I get my regular 4 or 5.
Well, you know what it could be? Maybe you got to combine the sleep with some supplements. Not to do a little segue in there, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're gonna think we already got advertisers.
I got it right here. No, but I want to be clear. Like I'm gonna put out a video today too, but I want to be clear on the live. If you know anybody watching this on the replay, like we're not sponsored by Body Bio. We just so happened to be at an event that you know they were there. We got invited to go to this event. We did a recap, right, of the event, and we received a care package. They were like, "Yo, what kind of stuff do you want to try?" And we're like, "We don't know. Like, send us something and we'll try it."
Yeah.
And the first day, which I started yesterday, I'm gonna put out the video. I recorded it. My daughter helped me record it. I did it's called E-Light. So they sent us this like concentrated. I have the info card here. I don't even have the bottle. It's like in the kitchen. But it says here it fights cramps, improves stamina, reduces fatigue, boosts energy, maintains your body's temperature, and aids in neurological function and enhances nerve signaling.
Is this the bottle?
This is the bottle, yeah.
So you're doing a cap full, mixing it with the water?
Yeah, but since I have Bubba and it says to do it for 1 cap for 8 ounces of water, I put like a couple of caps in there.
Okay.
And I think what ended up happening by putting a couple caps, because it even tells you adjust the amount of E-light that you use based on the taste. I think I put a little too much. So in my next refill of Bubba, I'm going to probably put a little less. But I haven't really felt, and I'll be honest, I haven't felt anything with this. I mean, maybe this is like a Gatorade joint. Did have to go to the bathroom a little bit extra, but that was my start of using Body Bio. Have you started?
I have not started. I'm gonna probably start on Monday. Shout out to Jessica King, the owner of the CMO of
Gotta get
Body
it right.
Bio. Yeah, super cool, man. Got to meet her at the Laughs event. And she sent them care packages, man. So I appreciate it. Definitely gonna try it out and give some honest feedback. But man, we some whole influencers out here. I get
Is
packages every day now.
this what it feels like to be an influencer?
That's what it feels like, man.
We didn't do anything special. We just showed up, put in the work, right? So a lot of it is stuff that you talk about all the time, and I know that we echo this on every single live that we do. It's PR and branding is the thing, and I know you're like, yo, you're starting to talk like PR and branding, bro. And I'm
Yeah.
just, I mean, if you live and breathe it every day, what you gonna do? You're not
It's,
gonna talk about it?
it's necessary, man. Somebody hit me up today and was like, "Hey, man, um, I want to be on your podcast, man." I was like, "All right, man. Well, I have my assistant reach out," and I just left it at that. They're like, "Oh, well, when do you film?" I'm like, 2024, and they're like,
Oh yeah, that's right, because all your episodes
"I'm
are.
on a break. Like, this is a necessary break, and I feel so much better having this break. I'm home on Friday nights with my wife sometimes, and she's happy. I mean, granted, we're gonna film an episode this Friday, so I won't be home. Shout out to Aman Hassan coming through, but um, I just needed a break, so I got all my episodes queued up, and I can take a break for 2 months.
I mean, it's been raining lately, man. A lot of people don't believe me when I say that I'm an introverted person, but whenever it rains like this, like it takes a little extra, like
To get out the house.
pressure. Yeah, like it takes, like my phone got to be blown off the hook. There
Mm,
has to be a deal about to be signed. Some has to have gone wrong in the studio. Like it's gonna take an extra bit of effort when it's rainy like this. That's why I can't live in like Seattle
yeah.
or something like that. Like I feel like I would get nothing done. I'll be drinking Starbucks every day because that's where Starbucks is from,
I'm
right?
just
I get
sleeping.
that wrong. But man, bro, it really takes a toll on me, man. I feel like since I'm a water, I don't know if you believe in the whole signs and stuff, but since I'm a Cancer or water sign, whenever it's raining, I'm just like, it's cozy time, you know. I just want to feel cozy. I see you're cozy too. You got your layer situation happening there. I
Oh
feel
yeah,
like
man.
tell
I'm on this
people the
cashmere.
balance that you have between PR branding and your fashion, because it's not like you purposely do the fashion stuff. It's just like that's just you like it, right?
I think it's part of the personal brand, right? So I think like when it comes to developing your personal brand, maybe the clothes that I wear are part of that uniform of what my brand is, right? So when people see me out, they might they like, oh man, he's always fashionable, man. He always put it together nice. He always got nice jewelry and accessories. Like that's just my thing. But it's just like anybody. Like your beard is part of your personal brand.
Yo, my uncle stays asking me when I'm gonna shave this thing or what the whole thing about the beard is, you know?
Yeah. So it's like even though it's not nothing you doing intentional, but that's part of your personal brand. If you came in with the bald face, somebody gonna be like, "Oh man, Angel must be sick," or like, "We don't know what's going on," right? But that's part of your personal brand. Like if you have glasses, some people have glasses, and glasses is their thing. Like Rick Ross, you'll never see Rick Ross without like he. When you see him without glasses, it almost
It's
looks weird
weird.
because
Yeah.
he always has nice frames. That's just become synonymous with his brand. So I think when it comes to the fashion thing, that's just kind of been part of me. They know I might have the chunky loafer on. You know, that's my thing now, the chunky loafer, and it's like that's my twist. That's what accompanies my brand is the fashion element.
Well, it's definitely rubbing off, man. I got me a pair of chunky loafers. I got, I'm getting the tans and the beige in there because that's what it's about. Um, No, but like to tell you, I don't know if I ever told you, but I started growing my beard about, I would say like a good maybe 5, 7 years ago.
Hmm.
And it all came about during No Shave November. Uh,
Okay.
so my dad went through prostate cancer, and because he had like high blood pressure, it was really hard to operate him on like the normal machine. Nowadays, prostate cancer is something that can be solved very easily. Like they have robots that go in there and take it out. It's all good. But because he had high blood pressure, it was very risky. So we actually had a couple of appointments that we went in to go do it, and he couldn't do it because his blood pressure was through the roof.
Mm,
So it was a scary moment in my life, man. It's, like I know life is life, and you kind of go through it, but I started growing it in support. Like I just wanted to like be like, yo, I'm here for you. Like it was his weakest moment. Like I've never seen my dad in this moment.
yeah.
Um, but thank God we found it was so funny. I do classes, I teach people IT stuff. Well, I used to. And one of my students was a doctor at UM. And it just so happens he was one of the last teachers that taught manually how to take out the prostate cancer stuff,
Wow.
like by hand, like no robots. So I mentioned it to him, and he's like, yeah, I could do it. I could do it. Like
Really?
set your dad up. I could. He actually's done a lot of really famous people. When I went to his office, he showed me all the pictures of all these famous athletes and stuff that he's worked on and stuff. But man, bro, talk about like right time, right place. Like I was able to connect those dots, and my dad went through the operation like nothing. You know,
Wow.
there was some
So
more complications after that, but the moral of the story is that he survived, and then the beard stayed because I just felt like weird that if I took it off, and then by that time my kids fell in love with it, and my wife was just like, "If you shave it, I'll divorce you," kind of situation. Not,
mm,
not for real, but it would just look weird if I didn't
yeah,
have it. Like, can you imagine? Like,
I get
I have
that.
pictures. I'll show y'all one day the pictures.
I get that all the time. Like my thing don't grow in good and full right here.
Mm.
So I be wanting to cut it. I mean, it took a long time just to connect, like just to get this little bit. But if I
Yeah.
cut it off, my wife's like, "No, you look like a shaved gerbil, 12 years old. You're not coming in here with the bald face." So
You posted a picture of you and Kanye on LinkedIn the other day.
I did.
You
My
had
my
that clean face back then.
man, my that was right before I actually left to move to Florida. Man, I took that picture at a birthday party. Um, but it was just like, man, I post that picture up and my DMs went crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I know. I mean, it's Kanye, so I get it. But the post wasn't really about Kanye. The post was about getting perspective from people. So my interactions with Kanye are always very brief, the way they happen, but just in a short amount of time, the value that he gives me in such a short amount of time is like the perspectives be so crazy. So anytime somebody see him do something crazy in the news, I get like, "Yo, what's up with your boy?" Like I be getting those.
Like straight up, like I for a while I disconnected from what Kanye was doing, but lately the perspective that he shares, as long as you're looking at it from an open point of view, you can gain something from it. Some of it is a little conspiracy theory. Like I think the other day I saw a post that he put up that said Trent, that said of all, he had like an Excel of all the main CEOs or something from
Mhm.
companies, and he was like, look, they're all Jewish. Like there's a conspiracy because they're all, I mean, I don't know, man, if the boy is shining light on some stuff that we just don't like to talk about in the mainstream. But hey, people got to be people. They got to tell their own story. That's what it is. That's how my point of view around it is.
It's
Gotta let the
supposed to be
boy
a free.
speak.
It's supposed to be a free country, right?
Freedom of speech is something that we take for granted, and sometimes when people do it, it's like, why are you talking? It's like, well, that's what you signed up for, freedom of speech. So you gotta kind of take it or leave it. It is what it is. So so yeah, man, heading into our half hour mark here, I wanted to talk about something that you put me on game a long time ago, and it's been detrimental to the way that I create content online, even with the articles that I write on the different publications. Shout out to Big Reach PR, South Florida Digest, and all the platforms that we put stuff on.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Answer the Public for a second.
Answer the Public is the cheat sheet to creating content, right? I was actually had a coffee meeting yesterday with a girl named Reese. Shout out to Reese. And
And that's answerthepublic.com for those of y'all watching. I'm gonna put it up while you talk about it.
yeah, so Answer the Public. I used to in 2020 during COVID, I sold a lot of content calendars, right? So people used to download my digital content calendar at the top of the year because that content calendar would plan out what you should post for an entire year. Because people used to always say, "Hey man, like I do this, I know I got to be on social media, I got to create content, but I don't know what I'm supposed to be creating content about, or I don't know what I should be talking about on social media." So what Answer the Public will do is if you go to answerthepublic.com and you can type in any subject matter, preferably you should be typing in the subject matter where you work or where you specialize in, and it will give you the most asked questions about that topic. So based off those answers, those questions that people want, you should be creating content answering those people's questions.
Yeah, so let's do it as you're talking about it. So I'm on Answer the Public here. Um don't mind that it's in Spanish because the computer I'm on is in Spanish. So but let's see if I could change it. You could actually change multiple languages here. So let's see. Oh, there it is. So it is doing it. It's just in Spanish. So let's say we put what do you want to put? Like let's put branding. Do a little searchy search. So here it's telling us like the volume, all sorts of cool stuff. But this is where the magic happens here, where you get all these like questions and
So
stuff.
these are queries that are this site is crawling Google and ranking the most asked questions around branding. And it will break down the classifications, it will break down all of these different levels of what branding is and how you can answer these questions with a who, what, when, where, for, how, why. And I tell people, yo, these are the questions that people want answers to. So if you're in a space, create content around branding.
I feel like one that would work right now, just so we could do a live example, branding for real estate agents. What are your thoughts?
The real estate agent has a really tough job because there's a lot of noise, right? I'm an actual licensed real estate agent.
A lot of
There
people
are
don't know that.
a lot of
You
people do not
that you
know that
actually
I have
real
my
estate.
real estate license, right? When I got my real estate license, they sent me an email and it said, "Welcome. You are one of 88,000 realtors in South Florida alone. This don't include Orlando and Tampa and Jacksonville. This is just Palm Beach, Broward, Miami-Dade. There are 88,000 realtors in South Florida. So, how do you stand out in the noise? Well, if you look at 90% of all real estate agents, they all do the same things. They all drive the same cars, they all dress the same, they go to the same showings and listings, and they do the same exact thing. And the way you stand out as a realtor is you disrupt or you go the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So if everybody else that's in real estate is lying about real estate, how about you just be honest and say, "Hey man, the market's tricky right now. This is why. Interest rates ain't going down. This is why." Right? That's been always been my thing when it comes to like the real estate thing. It's just like, yo, it's almost like a starter kit. to be a realtor, right? You get a nice suit. You gotta
Yeah.
drive either a BMW or a
Yeah.
Benz. Get you a little Gucci belt, some loafers.
And then you're good. You're really
You're good to
deemed
go.
real
You got the
estate.
kit going.
So my favorite spin on the branding for a real estate agent, which I'll update you on what happened, is this real estate agent that remixed a lot of songs and made it related to the real estate industry. So I don't know, the
Oh, you
peso
showed me that guy.
yeah, the peso plumas type of stuff. See if I can find him. I want to give him a little shout out. But he's no longer doing real estate now. He's actually he's gonna be a music artist. Like, he did so many of these videos that people just like they just blew up, and then now that's all he's known for is just like the way he's singing or rapping, because he does a lot of different rap type of videos and stuff. But
What I
that
would,
I felt like that was a very unique approach at
that's
the
a
real estate.
disruptor. What I would appreciate the real estate industry do is be honest, and that's always been my thing. I actually
Steven Diaz _ realtor. That was him. Steven
I met a
Diaz.
real estate agent that he does really big volume. Well, what I thought was big volume. And I asked him straight up, I'm like, man, what's the most money you made in real estate? He told me $80,000 for the year.
Wow.
He had to be honest. But you see all of these people like, oh man, got a new listing, 4.5 million. So you think every realtor is a millionaire. What you don't know is half of the female real estate agents is OnlyFans girls or bottle girls at night. I don't mean to say it, but it's the truth. If you look at a lot of the real estate agents out here, they got one page that's their real name with all their like butt shots and swimwear stuff, and then they got that same name, and then they put realtor at the end, and that's their
bio.
That's their other page that they do business.
Not knocking these girls because they're I don't hate the game, like
no, but I'm just saying, like, this is what you deal with in this space of real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're thinking about getting involved, these is people you competing with that's taking up market share, right? Yep. But if real estate was that well, why would they have to do OnlyFans? When I see a teacher got to do OnlyFans, I get it. They don't make enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you babysitting bad kids all day to make $40K a year. I get it. I understand. Do your
OnlyFans.
Yeah, do your OnlyFans thing, girl. Get your paper. But that's what I see in the real estate space. Like, I can look right now. All the people that I seen that was doing real estate last year is doing other things right now.
Mm.
They doing everything but real estate, and it's like, oh, okay. So you done seen that slow up happen, and you ain't had no backup plan. See, the market was real hot. You ain't either stack no money or you ain't diversify what you was doing in real estate.
Getting to the investments that you're talking about. A lot of real estate agents don't even own a home. Like that's the
part that real estate agents ain't gonna be honest about that. They gonna tell you why it's so important for you to own right now, as they pay rent every month.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yo, if we can't be transparent, you gotta look at the best real estate people are the best marketers. If you look at people like Ryan Serhant, the Grant Cardones, all of these people that do really big business in real estate are really great marketers. Mm-hmm. They're not really real estate agents. They're great marketers because they understand they gotta cut through the noise to get eyeballs on what they do in the space.
I look at like a good realtor when they're not only just being honest. Oh, hey, what's up, Allison McFarlane? Come on, she said, "Come on, Gucci." But the way I look at like successful real estate, we were talking about this when we do our daily talks, our daily coffee talks. And we're gonna circle back to why I don't do them, but real estate agents that live or service a specific area, going out and maybe interviewing a restaurant owner in that area, a good restaurant, or going out and interviewing a principal of the local school, like being able to, I feel like that approach, not just because I love podcasting or I love interviews or I love storytelling, like I feel like that approach humanizes the realtor, and it allows them to be connected to the community, so that if anyone wants to buy a home in that community, who else to talk to than the thought champion of that city? What do you think?
So what that's called in real estate is called farming. So to
Mm.
all my real estate agents out here who passed the test, and they talk about farm your area, right? When I first got in real estate before I actually had a license, I used to wholesale real estate, right?
Mm.
But I farmed in my area because I didn't want to waste gas farming somewhere else. So why wouldn't I just farm what's in what's in my backyard? And I think that's where people should start. Like be the expert where you live first so that you become the go-to person that when you recommend the new people to come to your city, if you in Delray or Boca or Miramar or Pembroke Pines, and you the expert of those spaces, well, you're gonna be a lot more knowledgeable trying to sell a property there, right? Because you're gonna educate this person on the schools there, because maybe your kid goes to school there, where you and your family go eat because you cool with the restaurant owners, where you go bank because you cool with the bank in your area,
The local banks, not
the
just the big
local
chain
banks,
bank.
right? The gas station man. It doesn't matter. The local Menchies. Me and my wife do the frozen yogurt thing. We know the owners, right? Everywhere I go, I want to know who the owner is. So, and it's just about that, right? It's a lot better when somebody trying to buy a house and they're like, "Oh man, thank you for showing me all these houses. Any good places you recommend? I could go eat. I'm a little hungry." And you can give them a place and tell them, "Oh, and tell Frank when you get there that I
Yeah.
sent you," right? That's a different flex. But
Yeah.
that's just you being plugged in with the community. So why wouldn't you do that? It don't hurt to know who's in your backyard. I go to every ribbon cutting in Fort Lauderdale. I need to know what's going on where I live.
Stop right there. That right there, I feel like is the one most unique thing I know about you and real estate, is that you go to ribbon cutting ceremonies. Like
100%.
just thinking about the dots that connects is like, it's mind blowing, because if you're, not only are you now tied into the movers and shakers of the city, but you're inaugurating a new location. Those people are the clientele. We speak about this all the time. The clientele, you want to be surrounded by the clientele you're trying to serve. We spent a lot of time on Instagram until we finally said, oh, you know what, let's try other places,
Yeah.
because maybe our audience isn't here. And it's not that we're not going to get any business from Instagram. It's just that we decided, let's talk to LinkedIn, because that's what we want to spend the time talking to, is those business entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah.
But talk about the importance of a real estate agent being able to go to ribbon cutting ceremonies, go to those types of events, because I feel like a lot of them, and a couple of my friends that are real estate agents, just don't know where to find these things at. Like they just don't understand.
So for me, I don't go because I'm a real estate agent. I go because I live in Fort Lauderdale and I need to see the people that are making the changes in the city that I live in. So I go to these ribbon cuttings because I get to meet the chief of police at every one. I get to meet Mayor Dean Trantellis every time he sees me now. Hey Baron, how you doing? This is a different kind of relationships that I build because I show up, right? And it's not about what the ribbon cutting is about, but some of these are some small business owners that's like, yo, you know what? That's interesting, man. How'd you get started in this? But there's a lot of money being floated around in these cities through these CRA programs. These CRA programs are giving people money towards starting businesses within your city. So you need to see if your company, your city has a CRA because they're giving grants out for people to start businesses. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to some of these ribbon cuttings because I need to see who the players are that's giving out the money, seeing why they're giving out the money, what's required to get the money, and all of that because I have a nonprofit. So with my nonprofit, I want the CRA to be coming in and helping my nonprofit.
Mm-hmm. No, it's big. It's like we talk about, we want to grow our businesses successfully, and it just so happened your business is very remote, doesn't require like a brick and mortar. My
Yeah.
business requires a brick and mortar, even though like I can figure out a way for it to be remote. But in the next couple of years, we want to be in conversations that are a little bit, I would say, more committed. Not that they're more elevated, because I feel like every business owner can get to this point. It's just you have to do the numbers. Do the numbers. Like if you're watching right now and you're just getting started, or maybe you're at a company, you're doing a 9 to 5 and you're doing a side hustle, do the numbers. The one skill you can learn as an entrepreneur that will set you apart from about 80% of the other ones, accounting. Like you could do your own taxes, right, B?
Of course.
I just, my mom's an accountant.
Well, that's cheating though. So
it's a shame.
Yeah. But if you needed to do them on your own, you could.
I could do it. But
yeah,
I
man.
feel like, what do you feel like when it comes down to understanding your numbers, understanding, where you can actually save taxes versus get taxed more? A lot of people don't understand the entrepreneur lane is an uphill battle. It's people sometimes get into it because the name, the clout, I can do my own hours, whatever. It's none of that ends up being real. You end up working double or triple the time. And then in order for you to actually grow, you have to put systems in place. You have to start holding yourself accountable to the places that you go. But I feel like what's one of the things that has opened up your kind of mind when it comes down to like understanding your numbers, you're doing your own taxes, stuff like that?
Shout out to Carlos Mencia. He used to do my taxes when I first relocated to Florida.
Not the comedian, right? Like
no. Old military guy. The thing about doing my own taxes is, as an entrepreneur, I have to track everything, right? Whether it's spent, where it's spent, because as a business, like I didn't even show a lot of my businesses profitable until after the third year. And this is just stuff people don't even know. Like I show for the first 3 years, I showed every business as a loss, right? So I didn't have to pay taxes. That's how that works. Like, I didn't make enough money. This was what I brought in versus the expenses. Well, I spent more than I made.
By the way, that used to be a 5-year limit in the state of Florida. It is now a 3-year limit.
Facts.
And the IRS will auto deem you as a hobby. Like it'll just switch you into
straight up.
Like you're not making money. Like you're not a business.
So for me, it was just like having to navigate that. It's like, oh, okay, man, this is my 4th year. I gotta really make sure we're profitable, and I had to show that. And I had a huge tax bill. It was like $10,000, and I was like, whoo. But I prepared for that, and that's the thing. So it's like, it's all good. You want to make $1 million a year until that tax bill come, and then you gotta figure out, I need to find me a nonprofit to donate to right now because this is what the rich do. And that's I always been taught that, man. Follow the money. The money never lies. If you look at any person that's successful, any person that's done a large volume of business, every person that does business well is linked to a nonprofit for that reason. It's a reason that they all very philanthropical, right? They big givers, right? Because they got tax bills that they try to eliminate. So when people got mad at Trump, and I'm not a Trump fan, let's put that on record.
Start with that.
Let's start with that. But when people got mad that Trump had a tax bill, and his tax bill was like $750, it wasn't that because he was Trump, it's because he knew how to do business.
Well, he comes from real estate, New York real estate. So
so he understood how to do business. So he got a 700. These is the loopholes that our people, black and brown people, don't know and don't get privy to the information. So anytime I get any information, I bring it back. Now, whatever you choose to do with it after I bring it back, well, that's on you.
Yeah, even my mom being an accountant, a lot of the stuff that she already knows, and I talked to her about, it's sometimes there's a loss in translation or in applying that knowledge to yourself.
Yeah.
And I feel like these past couple of years, just doing the studio and kind of like showing her a little bit about how I like to do business, it's opened up her eyes, which is starting to break those traditions, those things that come from our families that typically our families are biggest like hurdle to overcome.
That's a
when it
fact.
comes down to being an entrepreneur.
That's a
Like
fact.
whether it's an emotional hurdle or whether it's like a financial support type of thing, like, hey, I just need this in order to achieve this.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of that goes on in our communities.
Nah, I get that, and I mean, this is the first year that my wife actually has a registered LLC because I'm telling her, man, I told you to start an LLC a long time ago, and you keep looking at, she's just a regular W-2 employee. So if
Mm.
they don't take out enough taxes, she'd be on because she make too much money. So she
Yeah,
might.
that's W-2 employees sometimes get got when they don't understand how to put themselves in that tax bracket.
So
You
I'm
know,
like, yo, if you had a little LLC, we could have wiped out that 2,800 you owe the IRS and put that towards cell phones and printers and printer paper and utilities. But you don't have no LLC, so this year will be the first year we do her taxes with an LLC that we set her up with, so she can stop giving that money away from her W-2 stuff.
that's awesome, man. Well, look, I know that right towards the end we like to leave like a word of inspiration and all that good stuff. But I think this time, why don't we talk a little bit about what we've been doing lately? Like I know people see it on social media, but do they really know what we're up to and what we're doing? Unless they're like in these conversations. I mean, you don't really know. You got to piece together the puzzle. Um, but what kind of stuff are you working on? What's your trajectory look like right now? Get it. Yo, we didn't meet up so I could get you the capture card, bro.
I'm on this content wave, man. My Baron McQueen YouTube is monetized. I'm starting to see a little traction with the shorts. Um, so I want to do that for my photography work for Frame by Da Vinci. So I've been like doing intentional shoots. So the only reason I will collaborate with people on a shoot right now is because I need the content for my YouTube. That's the only way you're gonna get it, not with my regular fee. But it's
You were
got
recently at a magazine shoot, no? Like
yes.
yes, recently, right?
Yeah, and it got me excited because it's like I used to be on these big sets where it's like, man, you got all the right people working together for a common good of the good images, right? The creative directors, the makeup artists, the hairstylists, the designers, the jewelry lady, the all of these people coming together to just make sure you get the best shot. So shout out to Fort Lauderdale Fashion Week magazine. I took Manny with me. He had a blast. And that was just part of like, yo, I'm gonna put people in the position that really wanna learn and wanna grow. So even if you're around me and you let me know what you want to do, I'll always try my best to at least put you in the position to try it, see if you like it, and if you don't, cool. At least you try it.
No, 100%. I feel like that's one of the things that you do consistently is you think about others and you try to pay it back as much as possible, but sometimes it gets lost in like the intention, I guess. There's been a lot of people that you and I both have given opportunities to, and sometimes it's like I can only take you to the water so far,
Yeah,
like I still have to fill my cup. And I
yeah,
feel like you getting into photography is a way that you fill your cup. Doing Save the Creatives is a way you fill your cup. Um, for me, just doing lighting, photography, like photography for me will always be a passion. It's something that really invigorates me. But lately, what I've been trying to do is just like get into other things that allow me to disconnect, de-stress, reset, be at the best that I can be. So
which is golf right now, right?
golfing, you know it, bro. Golfing has definitely been something for me that I do every single day. I'm probably spending way too much money on it. And I'm sure there's a membership or something that I could be saving money on. I'll tell you, man, as soon as that clock hits like the time for clock out time
Yeah,
or at least break time, I'll close my computer and I'm off to the range. Because I got to get my game right, bro. I've only had 2 official games. I don't have my handicap. My uncle plays all the time.
yeah,
Um, and I do see the benefit in it, in the application, in understanding that and being able to apply that to business. there's a lot of like patience involved. There's a lot of consistency that you have to do. There's a lot of mental game. Like if you miss a hole or you miss something, like people sometimes flip out and like that anger is how they get it out or whatever. For
Yeah,
me, it's like how quickly can I move on from that last shot, reset, clear my mind, and then just go back at it. So
mm,
it's a newfound passion, and I tend to all entrepreneurs, by the way, have this thing where they latch onto something and they'll latch onto that thing until they master it. For you, for a bit, it was like sewing, it was like doing the magazines, but there's always a rotation of things that we have to learn and be able to like commit to and master and be like, okay, we got it now. Like, let's go on to the next thing, kind of deal.
that's it. But until this shoulder gets right, I ain't swinging no iron.
No, no. I mean, I've been dying for you to get some clubs just to kind of like have someone to go with. I do have a little crew. Shout out to Nathan and Chris. Chris just set up his Instagram, his golfing Instagram, by the way. Talk about like creating those seeds, man. Those like that's that warms my heart, bro. The fact the girl that you met at the last panel event that you did is posting hella content right now.
Who?
Kalia, I think that's how you.
Kalia. She texted me today.
Yeah.
She texted me today because she posted on her stories after I put a story post up saying, "Why didn't you post today?" Like I wasn't talking to her directly. I was just talking in general to people. And
Right.
she posted. And she texted me, is like, "I heard your message loud and clear," and I posted.
But talk about that as we wind down this live. The fact that a lot of people measure their success based on the things they have, based on the money they make, and so on and so forth. And I feel like we have a common shared vision in the sense that we're valuing it for other reasons. It's not the monetary, it's not the physical. Like what are you looking to do in the things that you're trying to accomplish?
Life on earth is very precious and is very short. So I never want to die, and my funeral procession is my body in the hearse and one car following it. Right? I'm about impact now. Like I've made plenty of money for myself, but when I leave this earth, can you look back and say, "Man, that's one thing Baron taught me or showed me that carries on that I do out of habit and didn't even realize that he did that for me," right? If it's just a little bunch of Da Vinci's running around Earth, that's part of the legacy. So I care about the impact more than the money I've made. And we've made plenty of money. But
Mhm.
it's just like, yo, how many lives did we touch? How many people did we change? How many different perspectives? How many people that was scared to do something and just because of a conversation they had with us, it changed their life. You don't never know what that one small thing. I think the last time we was on the live, it was a guy I met 7 years ago.
Oh yeah. He
And it was
came.
just a conversation we had, and his whole life changed from a conversation. So it's like, yo, you got to be mindful that words really got a lot of power behind them. So be wise with your words.
For me, I share the same belief. Impact is what matters. Um, I recently saw a video of Elon Musk getting interviewed, and he's like, I don't think people would ever want to be me. I think if they knew what was going on in my mind, they would not want to be me.
Mm,
Right. And I feel like as entrepreneurs, we always have this internal mental battle about not only our emotions, our self worth, we want to be recognized. Deep down inside, we do want to be recognized,
of course.
but we're constantly battling between us being recognized and the people we've impacted being recognized. So
Mm,
it's almost like this, like I want to shine the spotlight, but I want to stand outside of it. But then I have this internal struggle of like, yo, I did that though. Like I
yeah.
did, I helped do that though, right? So like for me, it's just been this thing, and I guess it also translates to social media. It's just you make content, you put it out there, don't think about it, don't go look at the likes, don't go look at the comments, just live your life. So as I go through life, I just try to take advantage of every opportunity, whoever I'm in front of. I try to just do my thing, um, and then hopefully with the hopes that I light some fire in you, whatever it is, you know. And then in return, you'll light that fire in me, because I'm pretty sure that girl that's posting now is gonna be texting you like, "Yo, B, where's your post?" Right? So it's like
Yeah,
this give and take of energy that this world kind of like gives, man. And the more in tune I feel like I am with that, the better stuff happens. So you
no,
know,
100%. Like if you just on this earth and not trying to make a difference, and you just caring about what's happening within the four walls you live in and nothing else, you don't want to be that person. Trust me. That person dies lonely and alone. And then
mhm.
when you leave this earth, nobody's gonna be at your funeral. Sorry. Sorry. You think they didn't come to your networking event? Wait till you die.
Huge, huge.
Yeah.
In the last couple of minutes, I guess if anybody stuck around, I know Quinn's probably here.
Yeah,
Mazer,
he was late.
Mazer.
He came in.
um, I know I said we'd circle back to the coffee chats, dude. I don't know, man. Lately, and you say that Save the Creators have made you soft and all that good stuff, but I just feel like lately, I've cared a lot, emotionally invested in people and stuff, and lately, I don't know. I don't think I have the patience to sit there in a coffee chat and listen to someone tell me about their struggles and obstacles when they just got to get out there and do it. Like in the panel debate that you had the other day, where someone was like, "No, because females have it harder than males do, because females got to put on makeup and they got to do this and they got to do that." Like halfway through that, I was just like, "Stop! Like, just stop! Like, you can't do that." And I just feel like lately, I've had this like knee jerk reaction of being like, "Stop talking! Whatever you're saying is an excuse. Get out of your own way and just move forward." You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
mean, maybe somebody got here to message that raw though, but
that's the thing right there.
the
Maybe I
excuse,
gotta be that raw, right? And it's not
the
like I'm gonna be that raw with everybody, but I just feel like some people just need to hear it, man, because I've tried other things and they just haven't heard me.
but it don't matter how raw you are with the message. Some people gonna hear that rawness and receive it, and some people gonna use that rawness and still give you one extra excuse why. They got a bonus excuse ready for you for that, and it's just like, you know what? That's on them, man. They'll figure it out. Hopefully, it's not too late when they do.
I'm gonna make you finish it because this is your Wednesday live, and I'm gonna remind you every time I'm with you and you're talking to the public. I want you to end this video with your thoughts on fear. It is such an impactful little bit of thing that you share. But look what happened on the panel when you shared that. Like everybody lit up. Everybody started to share and connect with that. So please grace the people out there that are going to be rewatching this, and Quinn as he's heard this a couple of times. What is your perspective on fear, my friend? As you type away.
Sorry. Fear, finding excuses and reasons.
Oh, you beautiful.
Finding excuses and reasons is my acronym for fear. Because no matter what version of fear, and we break these down into categories all the time, but regardless of the category, there's still an excuse and reason that people will psych themselves out, talk themselves out of stuff, of why they can't do stuff. It's an excuse. You too young, you too old, you black, you Hispanic, your family never went to college, you never even graduated high school, I don't have a degree, I never wrote a book. Everything is an excuse. And there's plenty of people out here doing great things who never made no excuses. So don't be one of the opposite, is my thing.
So stop finding excuses and reasons.
Stop finding excuses and reasons, man. I
Love
wouldn't be on this chat, on this live. I probably should be in bed right now with this shoulder injury, with my ice pack on, preparing to be in bed before 9.
little sports tape.
It's a little sports tape, you feel me? Couple electrolytes, and getting ready to brush my teeth and go to bed, right? But that would be me finding excuses and reasons of why I couldn't do the live. And trust me, with the weather that is going on right now, that would have been an easy excuse to not
Easy.
come on live tonight. So,
Easy.
shout out to Susan Riddle. Thanks. I listened in today, learned a lot. First time listener. Thank you, Susan. I appreciate you. We do this every Wednesday, 8 p.m. So definitely come check us back. And that's why we doing it, man. We trying to get active and we trying to build a community of like-minded people, individuals to just share perspective and bounce these ideas off of people. So Susan, hopefully we can pull you up on one of these lives and you can share with us some of your stories. So I love it.
I love it, man. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna let you rest. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone, on the rewatch. We will see y'all next week on Wednesday at 8 p.m. All right. So, peace.